Hi, today I wanted to talk about reach. And so, if we're looking at the platform TikTok, what we're finding at the moment is there's a huge amount of expansion of people coming onto the platform. So, at the moment, there's so many new people coming on there, so many new people putting videos up, so many new people trying to see what it's all about and figure it out. And what's actually happening is a lot of those people are just sort of clogging up the system and they're not really getting very far. So what I'm seeing a lot at the moment with the people that I'm in conversation with is they're opening up an account, they're setting up their profile, they're putting up a couple of videos, and they're not really getting the eyes on, they're not really getting seen, and they're not getting the exposure. And so if you are one of these people and you have an account on TikTok, and if you look at your video views and they're somewhere in the very low hundreds, then what that means is you haven't managed to get out of the first circle. So for those that don't know, the general thoughts on how the algorithms work with regard to TikTok is that your video initially gets pushed out to a small circle of people. So we're looking at somewhere in the low hundreds. And then depending on the interaction level, which is above 10%, that will dictate as to whether or not it goes out to the next circle. And so the next circle will be 500 people, and then it'll go out again to maybe 1,000 people. So it goes out in bigger circles each time. But what it's got to do every time it hits that circle is it's got to get that 10% plus interaction rate. So that's likes, comments, shares, downloads, duets, all the stuff that happens there, right? So only when you've achieved that will it go out to the next circle. And so if you're looking at your videos and they're consistently only getting views in the very low hundreds, what that means is they're not getting pushed out into the bigger circles, or if they're making it out of the first circle, they're dying there at the start of the second circle because they're not getting enough interaction. So when you look at your videos, the way to fix that, the way to sort of repair that is to have a look at your hashtags and have a look at your content. So you want to make sure that you're pushing the right content out to the right people, because without that you're not going to get the interaction, and so it's not going to go out into those higher circles. And without the right hashtags, then TikTok aren't going to know where to send you to. So again, you're not going to make the interaction levels you require, because if you look at, say, 100 people, and so if your niche is, as an example, cooking, because I talk about that often. Now, if your niche is cooking and you go out with the wrong use of hashtags and you end up in front of 100 people that really don't care about cooking that much, the odds of them interacting are slim. Whereas if you pick the right content and the right hashtags and you get pushed out to 100 people that are interested in cooking, far more likelihood that they will engage and interact, and you will hit those numbers so that you will then go out to the next circle. So this is a very common mistake I see a lot of people making, and it's something that is quite easily addressed once you understand how that works. So if you look at your own account and you see that you're not getting the followers that you want and you're not getting the video views that you want, then that is one of the ways to address that. Okay, so check your hashtags, check your content, and try and make that as searchable as possible.